What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how to run a perfect fade route versus this press coverage look, okay? So we're going to be talking about attacking the DB's leverage, how you guys can work to restack and give your quarterback plenty of room for him to throw the ball with some air to fade you out towards the sideline. So I hope this video helps you guys out. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want a 2-week-long route running training schedule and want to learn 20 different press releases and when to use each one, check out that very first link in the description below for our route running Bible. What you'll get access to is a 50-minute long video where we break down a 2-week-long schedule on how you can improve your route running in 10 days. We give you step-by-step drills with sets, repetitions broken down into a daily schedule, and we give you a 40-minute long video on 20 press releases, when to use each one, and drills to work on each one of those releases. So check out that very first link below if this is something that interests you. Let's get started with this video. So anytime that I'm running a fade route, right, it's very important when I decide to go with my release, what I decide to do off the line, I think about this DB's leverage and why he is playing a certain way, right? So we're lined up at the bottom of the numbers. So when we're lined up at the bottom of the numbers, what do you think a DB would be expecting from me? He'd probably be expecting an inside route. He would not be expecting a comeback. He would not be expecting an out route because we simply do not have enough space to the sideline to run one of those routes. So let's play this thing full speed. So what Metcalf does a great job of is attacking the DB's leverage, threatening him inside, and then being able to break back vertical and allow that quarterback to fade him out. So why does it work like this? So when you guys are coming off the line, and again, maybe it's not necessarily this, like, you're not thinking about all this stuff when you come up to the line. It's got to be a simplified process that you've already seen and that you're already prepared to do. But you have to think about your playbook as a receiver. We don't want to be one-dimensional and just think that every fade route is the same. We're going to see the same fade route. We're going to see the same defensive look on every single route that I run. Because if I'm lined up and I know my alignment on the field is going to be bottom of the numbers, expect inside leverage from a DB if it's man coverage. A DB is not an idiot. He's not going to be sitting outside shade when you're outside leverage like this. He's going to be wanting to take away the inside routes because the DB, like I said, is not stupid. He's expecting an inside route. So with my release, that's what I want to make him think. So I want to make sure that I'm attacking his midline. I'm squaring him up to try to work him off the platform. Because when you have a DB who's lined up inside shade, think about why he's there. He's there because he's trying to protect the inside. So if you come off the line of scrimmage and you threaten him to where he does not want you to go, that is going to get him to move to the inside. And when he moves to the inside like he does, what does that do? That opens up more space for you to the outside for that quarterback to fade you open. The main mistake that guys make on fade routes and any kind of route that's downfield is that when they have this inside look, they take it for granted. They think, oh, great, I have an outside route like a fade. I can just go take off and run because he's giving it to me. That is exactly what he wants you to do. If Metcalf would have come off the line right here and would have just ran, DB would have gotten hands right into his hip, rerouted him, got right into his hip, and forced him all the way to that sideline, so that quarterback has no space to throw that. Especially if you're at the youth or the high school level, that is close to an impossible throw for that quarterback to make. So we have to give him space for him to fade me out so I could get that nice over-the-shoulder catch. So that's what this release does. So he attacks him inside, and then what does he do? He throws that crossover move and selling with his hips and his shoulders, really stepping outside of his frame to make this DB think it is an inside route. Everything about this looks like he's just trying to square him up and run a slant, right? That's what we have to make him think when I'm at this alignment on the field, when I have this route against this type of coverage, okay? Threaten him to where he does not want you to go. So now when I come off of that release, so many wide receivers make this mistake. They'll come off this release, they'll get that DB to jump, they'll get his cleats out of the ground, and then they run away from him. That's no different than you just taking off and running outside off the line of scrimmage because you're not restacking. We have to restack. We want to try to think of it. I want to be hip to hip with this guy, get back over the top, and let the quarterback fade me. So that's what Metcalf does a great job of. And that comes from you having some explosion off of this cut, being able to push off of this cut. And again, this is stuff that we want to emphasize in practice, fellas. You can't think about all this during a game, but that's why it's so important to rep out these movements and rep out the different drills that will build off of this. So what he does a great job of pushing off of this cut, exploding up into the route, but you see how his pad level stays low. That's what helps him stay tight. That's what helps him stay tight around the cut. What I'll do with my receivers is we'll have them work a release like this, and I'll have maybe a cone set up right here, and I set up 3 cones in like a C pattern, and the goal is to stay as tight around that C pattern as you can. Because when you stay tight around this, you move the DB off the platform, you're able to go hip to hip with him. There is so much space for the quarterback to fade you out, and that is exactly what he does. He pushes, keeps a good pad level, keeps his head down so he could could widen the distance from the DB. A lot of wide receivers on fade routes, what they'll do is they'll get off the line and they look back too early. We can't do that. You have to keep your head down. You got to pump your arms. You got to drive your knees. You want to get separation, but let's keep separation. And you see, now we could have an easy fade with that ball, and that quarterback could drop that thing right in the shoulder. That is an easy throw for him, and that is a completion every single time if we do those things. Let's watch the thing again full speed. So to recap, you got inside shade. We got to make sure that we attack him. We got to make sure that we threaten him to where he does not want me to go, make it look like a slant, make it look like an inside release. Then I stay tight to the restack, keep a good pad level, head down, and I drive so I could widen the distance and finish with this catch. Let's play this thing full speed. Great job by Metcalf attacking, throwing to the inside, staying tight, good pad level, and allowing himself to fade out with this catch. Great overall play. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys as usual. You guys help keep the channel going with all your suggestions, different feedback, so we really appreciate it. And again, fellas, if you'd like our route running Bible, a 2-week wide receiver schedule, and then a 50-minute long video, or 40-minute long video, on 20 press releases, when to use each one, and drills for each one, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.